Hey everybody, Debbie Deno here. And so in this video, we're going to talk about the 3 ways that you can use pure essential oils. Now, I guess you can use the synthetic ones this way too, but why would you want to? If we're going to invest and use these therapeutic grade essential oils, we want all the benefits of them. I personally have made sure we have removed any synthetic compounds from our home as much as possible. We use pure cleaning products with the oils. We do all of these things to remove harmful chemicals in our environment. So as you're using these therapeutic grade oils, there's 3 distinct ways that you can do that. You can do aromatic use, topical use, or internal use. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about each one and maybe some benefits to each of those 3 types. Now, aromatic use can be something as simple as I've got a bottle of lavender here, and as soon as I open this and take in this wonderful scent, the compounds in these essential oils are volatile, meaning that they quickly begin to disperse with the air. And the wonderful thing is about that sense of smell, that aromatic benefit, whether it's just opening the bottle and taking a whiff, or me putting a couple of drops in my hands. You can see I've got some oil on my hands. And just inhaling that aroma, I'm getting that aromatic benefit, right? Or we can take a few drops and put essential oil in our diffusers. It's filled up with water up to a certain line. We put a few drops of oil in there, and then the diffuser spreads that drop of oil into all these little microscopic particles and sends it out through the air. And then I get the benefit from the sense of smell. I get the benefit from taking that oil into my lungs and eventually into my bloodstream. Okay? So aromatic benefit is good for a couple of things. First off, a lot of us probably know that the sense of smell is hardwired into the area of our brain that has to do with mood and emotions. So aromatic use is wonderful anytime you are trying to calm and soothe the mind. Okay? It's also the sense of smell having to do with the respiratory system. Aromatic use is great for cleansing the air, removing unwanted smells, covering up, like dog and cat and kids, those types of things, okay? But it's also wonderful for purifying the air. And while you're using the diffuser, you're also getting much needed moisture possibly into the air. So it's good for the brain, it's good for elevating mood and helping with focus and all of these wonderful things. It's good for cleaning the air, and it's good for supporting the respiratory systems, okay? Now, another way that we can use essential oils is topically. So I could have taken that oil and put that here on my neck, okay? Topical use, we're putting the oils on our skin, and when we do that, we typically see that the essential oil is absorbed into the skin anywhere from maybe about 30 seconds to a couple of minutes on average. And then as that passes through the skin, it will eventually get absorbed into the bloodstream. And then these compounds can actually trigger reactions in our cells. And so we see therapeutic benefits. We see actual chemical stimulation of therapeutic processes in our body. So essential oils, as you learn more about them, they have varied use. So we'll talk about lavender here soon, but with topical use, typically what we're doing is we're using that over a complaint. Maybe we've got an owie, or maybe even a skin problem. You've got a cut, like I cut my thumb the other day. I've been putting some lavender and some melaleuca on it and some coconut oil to help heal that faster. So you can always, with topical use, put the oil over your target tissue. So it's easy to do with the skin, but what if you have some digestive upset? Well, you can take some of your oil and apply that over to the tummy, and again, it will get absorbed into the body. Okay. Now there's some kind of guidelines for topical use. Most of the oils can be applied what we call neat, meaning like that lavender, I could put it directly on my skin without any dilution. Okay. But some oils work best if we dilute it with a carrier oil. And I happen to have some fractionated coconut oil. It is, let me see if you can see this as it comes out. It is liquid at room temperature. and has absolutely no coconut smell. So oftentimes when we do topical use, we'll use a carrier oil because this coconut oil, this carrier, and the essential oil, oil likes oil, the two will mix together, and that will help aid in the absorption of that essential oil down through the layers of the skin. Okay? But another reason we use it is some essential oils cannot be applied neat. Some of the oils are considered to be hot oils, like peppermint can be a little tingly. Some people don't like that, so they dilute that a bit. Other oils like oregano or clove or cinnamon, they're very hot oils. And what that means is that for many people, if you put that directly on the skin, it is so concentrated and so potent, it can cause some skin sensitivity, and we don't want that. So anytime that happens and you put an oil on your skin, if it's therapeutic grade, you're safe to then take some coconut oil or almond oil or olive oil, whatever organic oil that you have, grapeseed oil, and put some of that on, and it will dilute that sensitivity reaction. Now, if you're using a synthetic or a food grade oil, it may be irritating your skin because it's just irritating to your skin. I would still certainly try and use some coconut oil. But one thing we should never do with topical use, we should not put that oil in the ears. We should not put it in our eyes. You want to stay away from the eyes. It's very sensitive type of tissues. And so if I did need to maybe put some oils over my sinuses because I had some congestion, I would stay above my eyebrows, or I'd stay below my cheekbones in this region. Okay? So topical use, like I said, is great for putting over an owie, or when you want to target a particular tissue. So again, I mentioned like sinus, I can put it over here over my sinuses, and it may take half an hour or so before that gets into the target tissue that I want, but that's still an amazing way to get the oils where they belong. Now, I tend to dilute all the time, partly because I'm a redhead and sometimes my skin can be sensitive, but honestly, the main reason I do it is it makes my oils go farther. By diluting with a carrier oil, you're not actually diluting the effectiveness of the oil. You're just breaking up that particle and spreading that one drop of oil over a larger area. So it honestly, it helps soak that into your skin quicker, but it also helps disperse your oil over a larger area, which also lessens the chance of skin sensitivity. Okay? Now, like I mentioned, you can always put essential oils directly over your owie, but another great place is the bottoms of our feet. The bottoms of our feet contain acupressure points. Some people like to work with that. So you can always put the oils on the feet, and some believe that that may impact some of the organ systems. Even if you're not into that sort of thing, it's great to put oils on the feet because the bottoms of our feet, that skin is pretty tough. It does not really respond to having skin sensitivity reactions. So it's a great way to put an oil in without having to worry, am I going to have some kind of sensitive reaction? And it's amazing when you're using an essential oil that you want its benefits, but maybe you don't like the smell of it. Well, put it on your feet. It'll get absorbed into your bloodstream usually. Again, into the skin in a few minutes, into the bloodstream actually within about 30 minutes. So another great way to do that. Now, the last way that we're going to talk about using essential oils is internal. You can always put, well, I shouldn't say always, some essential oils, I put just a drop under my tongue, sublingual, because there's a lot of blood vessels there, and that oil can get absorbed very quickly through my membranes in my mouth and into those blood vessels. So things like frankincense, when I want to boost my immune system, I might do that, okay? But there's a convenient way to get oils internally, and that is in veggie caps. And so this is a little empty veggie capsule. And so I would just I took the top off, and this is the tall part. The other part of is the short part. So, oops, big fat fingers. Tall part, short part. This is the lid. So I could take my oil lavender. Let's say I want to do some calming and soothing of my sinuses. I could put a few drops in here, cap this up, and swallow it. So it's another great way to get oils internally into the tissue that you want to target. So in our previous video, we talked a little bit about the grades of essential oils. In this video, we talked about 3 different ways you can use therapeutic grade oils. In our next video, we'll begin to talk about some of the oils that we're going to be discussing in our class. Y'all have a great and wonderful night. Bye-bye.